Oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about. We do have a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. Hey, what's up guys, it's Sam here. How are you guys doing today? We're having a fantastic day today. We have so much to talk about. First of all, I didn't do RaceInformer for Tuesday. I just haven't been sticking to the schedule. I know it's supposed to be Tuesday and Fridays. I've been doing them like Wednesday and Friday and then just Friday. But I need to do Tuesday and Friday so I can be sticking to the schedule. And then also we have a lot to talk about because there's just a lot of news that came out this week. But we're going to talk about Michigan first. Let's get right. So in the race rundown, there was a lot of wrecks early. Not really wrecks, but there were some slight wrecks early. We saw Eric Jones. He spun around. We saw William Byron. He also had a similar issue. He spun around early in the race. So that was an issue, but Eric Jones would end up coming back to the top 15, I believe, and then he spun around again. I believe he still finished in the top 15. Not 100% sure on that. But, yeah, that was an issue early in the race. Kyle Busch also led a lot of the early going of the race. Did not end up being able to pull off the win, but it was pretty cool to see him lead at Michigan. He hasn't really done too good at Michigan. It's not one of his best tracks. Granted, he did win one race there. But Kyle Busch, he did a good job. We also saw Ty Dillon. He hit something on the track. It looked like maybe tungsten, maybe a battery from a car. Not 100% sure on that, but yeah, Ty Dillon hit something. Ended up running over it, pretty high speeds, and then lost all control of the car, causing him to hit the wall hard, thus ending his day. The other Dillon, though, he had a better day. Austin Dillon, he actually got a top 5 finish. Had a good pit strategy, ended up being able to restart second, actually held on to that position. I think he took the lead at one point in the restart, but then held on to second position. And then he actually did lead some laps during the green flag pit stop cycles. So nice job for Austin Dillon. He looked like he was going to finish second, but then had a tire go down with 2 laps to go. Ended up finishing fourth, but nice job for him. That's his second top 5 this season. His only other one was the Daytona 500 win, obviously, but yeah, nice job for Austin Dillon. Kevin Harvick ended up winning the race. He led 122 laps. He was pure dominant all day. Can't say he didn't deserve it, just didn't want him to. Why is it that every week that I predict that Harvick is going to do awfully? Besides Pocono, he didn't really do good at Pocono, but I predict he's going to do awfully. He actually ends up doing pretty good. So Pocono, I was right about that, but then this race, I actually predicted that he was not going to win. Last week I said that he had no wins at Michigan. He won in 2010. I forgot about that. But yeah, he did win 2010, and then he won yesterday, or not yesterday, it was Sunday, obviously. And then we saw Keelan's cute celebration. That was amazing. He stole the show. He ended up getting the checkered flag for Dad, and ended up being amazing in victory lane. So nice job. Keelan's going to be a future star of NASCAR, regardless of what Delana said. Wait, hold on. Didn't they do that on purpose? Like Keelan Delana? Or Kevin Delana? Am I the only one who's ever noticed that? Or is that like obvious? Or Kevin and Delana, Keelan? Guess I never noticed that. And the point standings, regular season champion leader is still Kyle Busch. I think he's going to do it. Unless if, he has a few bad races and Kevin Harvick has a few good races. Truex is obviously out of the regular season champion at this point, but I think Kyle Busch is going to get it. Hopefully, I hope so. But, yeah, Kyle Busch is looking pretty good. And now we have some news coming out of this week. Just this morning, as I'm filming this, just this morning, we got some news yesterday. We'll talk about yesterday's news first. Elliott Sadler announced that this year will be his final year in Xfinity Series, which is pretty sad. I've watched Elliott Sadler for a long time. I remember my earliest memory of him was when he hit the wall hard and the engine came out of his car at Pocono. That was on the Cup race, but then I've seen him win many times at the Xfinity Series levels. So I've watched him for years in the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series, so seeing that, it's kind of tough, but nice job, Elliott Sadler. Had a good career. Not the best career, but he had a good career. He won a few Cup races, won a lot of Xfinity races, so nice job for Elliott Sadler. Wish you the best. And that really didn't surprise me. I expected, in the next few years, Elliott Sadler to retire. The more surprising one and the more kind of one that hurts is this morning, Kasey Kahne announced his retirement after the end of the season. That one's a tough one to choke up. That's tough. Kasey Kahne, he's not too old at this point, but it's just sad. I've watched him for a long time. He won the second race that I ever attended at New Hampshire. He won that race. So he's amazing. I love Kasey Kahne. He was my favorite for a little bit, or he was tied for my favorite for a little bit in 2012. But I wanted him to win that race in 2012 that Jeff Gordon won at Pocono. That was actually my favorite Jeff Gordon win ever. That's my favorite memory of Jeff Gordon. I don't know why a rain shortened win is my favorite memory of him, but I wanted Kasey Kahne to win that race, but he didn't. Oh well. But yeah, Kasey Kahne, I'll miss you. You are amazing. You're one of my favorite drivers. So I hope to meet him at Dover this year. I really do, because I want to meet him before he retires. I just hate how drivers have been like announcing their retirement like before. Like Jeff Gordon, he did it perfectly. He announced it, so we all knew that it was gonna be his final season, like a full season before. But literally, this was 13 weeks before the season ends, and Kasey Kahne announces his retirement. I don't like that, because now we can't hype up his final Daytona 500 or anything. Kind of sucks, but Kasey Kahne, I'll miss him. I really will. His last few years have not been the best. Obviously, he won at Indy, but before that, it was 2014. So it's been a few years since he really got a win. I don't think he'll really get a win this season, but Kasey Kahne, nice job, nice career, 19 wins. It's amazing. 18, I'm not sure. He almost won Daytona, so that would have been cool. But Kasey Kahne, I'll miss you. Believe it, I will. All right, now let's get into Bristol. We got the winners to talk about. So my prediction for the winners, number 3, I predict Kyle Larson's going to win. He has a good shot at winning. He's not going to win, but he has a good shot at winning. I think he'll place probably top 5. So Kyle Larson, I believe he'll have a really good shot. Brad Keselowski is my number 2 prediction. I think Brad Keselowski has a really good shot at winning. He's done pretty good at Bristol over the last few years. So Brad Keselowski, look out for him. He ended up wrecking earlier in the season at the Bristol race, but other than that, I think he'll have a pretty good shot. And Kyle Busch, obviously. I think Kyle Busch has the best shot at winning. I think he will win. Not only do I want him to win, but I think he will win. He's won the last 2 Bristol races. He swept all 3 Bristol races last season, but I don't think he can't do that this year because he's not running all 3 series this week. So Kyle Busch, I think, is going to win. The underdogs for this week, I think Eric Jones has a really good shot. He's an underdog that I'm looking forward to. Eric Jones, he led a lot of laps in this race last year, pretty much dominated and then finished second. So Eric Jones, I think he has a good shot. Kasey Kahne, Kasey Kahne, he won the 2013 race here. Kasey Kahne, I don't think he'll win, but I think he'll get a top 10 finish. So Kasey Kahne, go out there and show us what you're made of, bud. While you still can. Come on, Kasey. Come on. Make it to the chase. Win the championship. And Stenhouse. I think Stenhouse is a good shot. This is one of his best tracks, Bristol. So look out for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to possibly take the win away from everyone else. And the oopsies. Let's talk about Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, I don't think he'll do very good here. He's not done too good here in the past. I mean, he led a lot of laps in the spring race, but then he ended up getting wrecked out of it. So Ryan Blaney, I think, he might get a top 15 finish, but I don't think he'll win the race. Trevor Bayne, he was a cause of a lot of issues in the spring race. Trevor Bayne, I don't think he'll have the best shot at winning. I don't think he'll do that good. It's not one of his better tracks, so I think Trevor Bayne will probably wreck out of this race. Austin Dillon, not one of his better tracks, has not had as great of finishes here. So Austin Dillon, I don't think he'll have a really good shot at winning or doing well at all this week, so look for him to finish outside the top 10. Anyway, guys, if you guys like this video, please leave a like on it. If you dislike this video, please leave a dislike and a hate comment telling me exactly what I did wrong. Be sure to subscribe and turn notifications. And as always, goodbye, bunny rabbits.